Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm really excited because I'm gonna do the mid-year book freakout tag. This is, like a pretty common thing that people do on booktube. I'm really excited this gets to be my first one. So yeah, I don't know who originally created this. I just went and got the questions. So I will try to post the original creator if there is one, or if anybody has that information down in the description box. But with that being said, let's just get into it. There's 15 questions and I'm really excited to answer. So question 1, best book you've read so far in 2021. For me, it's going to be like 3. So the first one is going to be Where Dreams Descend. I loved that book. I read it in January. I think I had started it at the very end of December, possibly, but I absolutely loved it. I also really liked The Toll, the third book in the Arc of the Scythe trilogy. That was a great ending to that series, so I was really glad I finally got to finish it. And the last book will probably be Mother of All, also the last book in a series, and that is in the Women's War trilogy. Read that this year. It was the first book I got approved for on NetGalley, so I was really excited about that. I was so glad I got to read it early. That one actually doesn't come out until next month, I believe. I'm going to have like a little video about all like the series in general and how much I loved it, I guess, after it comes out. I don't know how that really works, but I'm very excited. And those two were 3 of the best books I've read so far in 2021. Question 2, best sequel you've read so far in 2021. I kind of have to do the same answer. In my opinion, I know this is the third book, not like the second book, so I don't know if that's like their distinction between the fact that like it's the third book and not the second, but I really loved the conclusion of the Women's War series. So I really loved Mother of All. I could not recommend that series enough, and it was the one I was the most anticipating. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with that one for the answer for question 2. Question 3, a new release you haven't read yet but want to. I'm gonna have multiple answers for this one as well. So the first one is going to be When Night Breaks, and that is the second book in the Kingdom of Cards, which is the second book after Where Dreams Descend. That one comes out in October of this year. I'm very excited about that because I really want to know what's going to happen. Now, I don't know if this is a duology or a trilogy. I didn't look that up before I filmed this, but I really cannot wait for that one. The next book is going to be The Bronzed Beasts, and that's the third book in the Gilded Wolves trilogy. That's the last one. I cannot wait. This one's going to come out on September 21st of this year, so I cannot wait to finish that series. I've spoken very highly about it. I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know how this is going to end, and I'm hurting inside thinking about it. So can't wait for that one. And lastly, I really can't wait to read She Memes Well by Quinta Brunson. If you don't know who Quinta is, first of all, she's awesome. I think most of us were introduced to Quinta on BuzzFeed because that's where, I think most of us were introduced to her for, but she's on, oh damn, what's that HBO show? She's on a show. I'll put the title somewhere, but I'm really excited to read her memoir. It's a book of essays. I find Quinta to be hilarious, and when I found out that she was writing a book, I was very excited. This is one of those books that I know I'm gonna really like. So that comes out on the 15th of this month of June. So I don't know if I have that pre-ordered or not, but it is on my wish list. So I cannot wait to read that, and I'm probably gonna read it this month too, so very excited about it. Question 4, I've basically answered that already. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. So pretty much every single thing I said in question 3, I didn't think about that before I said it. But seriously, I can't wait for the end of the series for the Gilded Wolves. I don't know if the second book in these Violet Delights comes out. I'll have to look into it. Let me look really quick. All right, never mind. Actually, I do have an answer for this, like on top of what I've already mentioned. Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. So that comes out November 16th of this year. I really do want to finish that. I think that is a duology. Again, I should have checked this before I did it, but that is another one that I'm looking forward to reading at the end of the year. Like I said, it comes out in November. Added to the list of a series that I'm really into. Question 5, biggest disappointment. I'm gonna have to go with 9 Perfect Strangers by Lorianne Moriarty. I went into that book, I think I did make a mistake by, you know, having the like memory of how much I really liked Big Little Lies. That was like a really big book that I think everybody really liked that one, and it's a show. But I read it for the TBR game for this year, and it was supposed to be a locked room mystery, and that was a suggestion that Pop Sugar gave, and I I listened to it on audiobook. If I remember correctly, I think that was 11 hours long. Yeah, what the fuck? Even if I didn't have Big Little Lies to compare it to, you know, when I had to look into what a locked room mystery was, I mean, technically it fit the bill, but it wasn't that good, and I was left feeling like, what was the point of that? So that was actually probably the biggest disappointment, because I had high hopes for it, and it just really fell flat. And honestly, a recent one that I also listened to on audiobook was The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his last name. That one I tried really hard not to compare to The Silent Patient. That is one of the other books that I also read this year that I really liked and I rated highly. It wasn't that it was like a big disappointment. I am going to be talking about it later on this month in a wrap up, obviously. I rated it like 3.5 stars. Let me tell you, this author does a really great job of like, they give you a twist and you figure it out. I think the twist that you think is like the only twist is really easy to figure out, honestly. And I figured it out very quickly for both books. But the twist on the twist, okay, he really gets you there. And he did it again. Like, I did not see that twist coming, but it wasn't enough to make me rate it any higher than that. I liked it. 3 stars is obviously not bad. I would say that I gave it like another half point because of that twist on the twist, because I did not see it coming. But, you know, I'm glad I listened to it on audiobook. I think I would have fallen off if I read it in a different format. And I still would recommend, but do yourself a favor. Do not compare to The Silent Patient. The only thing I would say, like, is very similar is that, like, there's a twist on a twist that you might not have saw coming. But some of it was kind of convoluted to the point where it was like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, that's so over the top of a situation. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So that's a disappointment, but it wasn't as bad as 9 Perfect Strangers. Question 6, biggest surprise. You know, I don't really have like a big one for this one. The Silent Patient, I read that this year. It's not that I was like so surprised, but I put it off for so long. I got it in a book of the month box, and the only reason why I picked it up this year was because of the Naruto TBR game and the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge. So I was surprised that I liked it so much, and surprised that the ending really, the second twist, like I was saying, really got me. But I really liked that one. And probably the next one, I don't know. Sorry, I'm looking down at my Goodreads stuff on my iPad. Maybe another surprise was The Good Luck Girls. I listened to that on audiobook. It was another challenge for the TBR game. I didn't think I was going to dislike it, but I was surprised by how much I liked it. It's like a Western style, like I said in my wrap up, it's like a combination of Westworld meets Handmaid's Tale, and I think they did a fantastic job. That's another book I want to read the sequel of. I don't remember if that comes out this year or not, but just like I fucked up earlier, it will probably be added to the list of things that if it does come out this year, I will be anticipating and wanting to read it. Question 7, newest favorite author, debut or new to you? I would say Chloe Gong. I really loved These Violent Delights, and like I said, I'm really looking forward to the next book in that series. And Fonda Lee. I really enjoyed Jade City. I really want to continue with that series. I don't know if the 3rd book comes out this year or next year. Like I said last time, I really need to pick up Jade War because I don't want to lose momentum in these really thick adult fantasy books. But those two are 2 authors that are new to me from this year that I read that I genuinely liked and would recommend. 8, newest fictional crush. I don't really have an answer for that. I don't really fall for book characters. I know, I'm sorry. So I don't really tend to have a crush. somebody that I like. I wouldn't consider this person a crush, but I really liked Hilo in Jade City. I liked his character a lot. I didn't read but so yeah, I'm gonna use that one before I go on a tangent that doesn't make any sense. So Hilo from Jade City. Question 9, newest favorite character. Juliet from These Violent Delights. I like her of the two, her versus like her and Roma. I really enjoy her from that series more than anything. If I could get a book that's just about Juliet and her family, I would read that. And you know what? If there comes a novella, that would be awesome, because I would like to know more about her family and all the stuff going on there more than I really care about Roma and his family. I don't know why, really. I just prefer Juliet. And the second one, I read Get a Life, Chloe Brown this year, and I like Chloe. I really like her a lot. I mentioned that I honestly could have done without Red. I know it's a romance novel. I could have done without the love interest, but that's why I'm really excited about the whole series. I was more interested in the sisters and that family in general, so Chloe is number 2. Question 10, a book that made you cry. First, The Toll, the last book in Arc of the Scythe series. I don't even remember how many times I cried during that book. I definitely cried at the end. It got me good. Mother of All, the final book in that series. Oh my God, I finished that in my car. I wasn't working, I know. But like, I park in the shade and away from people, so hopefully nobody saw me. I may be on camera somewhere, but I was reading that final book on my phone, crying in the driver's seat. Oh God, oh man, that was a lot of feelings. And then lastly, Artie and the Wolf Moon. I talked about that in my last wrap-up video. That's a middle grade graphic novel that comes out later this year. That one had me crying 8:30 in the morning as usual. That's kind of like when I cry, because I watch something that's sad, I read something that's sad. Really, I'm an emotional ass person, so it doesn't take much to make me cry. But those 3 definitely made me cry this year, like ugly tears, just not cute situation. Question 11, a book that made you happy. Earlier this year, I listened to Bevy Smith's audiobook, their memoir, Bevelations, Lessons from a Mother, Auntie, and Bestie. That was really great. My sister read that and she recommended it. It was on Hoopla. I listened to it and it's fantastic. I would absolutely recommend it. Bevy Smith is hilarious, but also there are parts in the book, just like with almost any other memoir, that gets very serious. And the thing I really enjoyed about listening to Bevy Smith is she's just a very funny, larger than life personality, but that's not the only side to her. Obviously, Bevy Smith is like a stage persona, but there's also a very quiet, bookish person, especially when she talks about her as a child. But she's also, like I said, she's very funny. Listening to some of her sexcapades was very funny. I would recommend that one for sure. Question 12, the most beautiful book you've bought, received this year. I'm gonna go ahead and choose The Gilded Ones. This is a book that I probably should have used for question 3 as a new release you haven't read it but want to. So we're gonna act like I said this for question 3 as well. But I love this cover. This is beautiful. I haven't read it yet. I really want to, but I bought it at the beginning of this year because it did come out, I don't remember when. But look at it. It's fucking gorgeous. No one has said otherwise. It's fantastic. And I haven't heard any bad things about it either. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this year too. When? I don't know. Since the year is almost over. We shall see. Wish me luck. Question 13. What books do you need to read by the end of this year? What? It's a lot, okay? It's a lot. So I have a book journal where I write down pretty much all the books I haven't read. So I carry that over from previous years, crossed out all the ones that I unhauled that I didn't plan on reading. And I still think, like, if we were basing it off of that list, I definitely have like over 100 books. In general, for my Goodreads reading challenge, I have like 90 something books left. It just keeps getting longer. It keeps getting longer. it's a problem. I did buy new books. I wanted to do a book haul video and that just didn't happen. I didn't want to go into learning all of the like synopsis because there was like 30 books. So I was like, I don't want to deal with that. But it's a lot. It's a lot. I can't even begin to name them. Most of them are sitting over there to the side. There's also stacks on this bookshelf. There's some below me. All the ones I didn't freaking finish from that I bought from Book of the Month. I've got 2 that are being sent to me because I got them for June. Not to mention all the books I bought on my Kindle. I went on a buying spree for books about being pro-choice and also books about being child-free. I think I'd like to do a video about books on my Kindle. That'll be some other time. But it's a lot. It's so many I can't even name them. But hey, one that I need to read is The Gilded Ones. So yeah, it's a lot of fucking books. And all the stuff that I wrote down for the Naruto TBR challenge. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. Question 14. Favorite video or post you've done so far this year? My favorite video that I did this year was my bookshelf tour or my office tour. I'm gonna do another one because I have bookshelves out in my living room, but that was really fun. I attempted to do that a few times before I finally got it right and was happy with it. I also really love the thumbnail I made for that one. So of all of the videos I've made this year, that one's probably my favorite. I've done a few tag videos that I've really enjoyed doing. And I don't know, maybe this one could be added to that list. We'll see after I'm done. We'll see after I'm done with it because I've definitely rambled quite a bit. But definitely the bookshelf tour. And last, question 15, favorite book community members. I'm gonna definitely start with 5 and I'll see where I'm going with there. First, I want to mention Lucy Turns Pages. I absolutely adore them. If you don't follow them and if you're not subscribed to them on Twitter or on YouTube, please do. They are one of the nicest people that I've met in like the smaller booktube community situation. And she is so supportive, so nice. Follow Lucy, please. I couldn't say that more. I couldn't say it more. Do yourself a favor. Lucy Turns Pages. Yes. Next up would be Cherry Actually Reads. Absolutely follow them. I love their videos. I especially love a video that she did about poetry. I don't remember the one that I really want to read that she mentioned, but she read some excerpts from it, and it took me back to a time when I was younger, when I wrote poetry. Was I going through R&B style breakups? No. Okay, but I thought I was. My favorite artist at the time was Mariah Carey, so don't even get me started. I still have my poetry notebooks in my closet. I had a binder full of poetry, and it just made me nostalgic for that time because I was really proud of a lot of the poetry that I wrote, and I was going through some things, you know, as I got older, and I felt like my poetry got a little bit better. I don't know. Obviously, they posted more about it, but that video stood out the most to me, especially most recently, because it brought me back to a time where I was really like creative and very happy. So Cherry Actually Reads, please follow them. I would also say novel Serendipity. So I've been doing Sarah's Naruto TBR challenge this whole year. I have enjoyed it so much. The new one coming up is going to be Full Metal Alchemist, and then we're going to go back into the Naruto TBR to round off the year, I think in October. I had so much fun, and I started my booktube channel in August of last year. I did a really good job, okay, if I do say so myself, of reading last year, but I feel like I have gotten to a few reading slumps, and one thing that has kind of kept me consistent has been the Naruto TBR challenge. It got me more excited about doing the Pop Sugar reading challenge again. I did that back like 2015 and then did it consistently for 3 years and then fell off, and like I wanted to get back into it a few times and I just didn't. And this whole choose your own adventure style like reading challenge is just really creative and very fun, and I like Sarah's videos a lot, so I would absolutely suggest watching them too. Next up, I would absolutely recommend following Anthology. Hannah is newer to booktube. I really, really love her videos, talking about manga, talking about some other books, definitely making me want to go back and read the things that I was going to read a long time ago, like Truly Devious. Please, please, please follow Anthology, whether it's Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all three. Do all three, why not? The next one, this is not a smaller booktuber, but I just can't get enough of their booktube channel, and that's Jess Owens, because I like a book community. You know, when I started booktube, when I started booktube, I had not started on book Twitter yet. I was only following all these people on booktube and following some of them on Instagram. So I didn't know, like, I knew this much about some bookish drama or book community drama, whatever. Then I got on book Twitter and I got to see what that was all about. And let me tell you, as someone who loves reality TV, it's a rush. It's a rush seeing some of these things, like the authors, other people arguing. I'm sorry, I can't get enough of it. And Jess Owens does like a series on her channel called Book Community. And ever since I found it, I have absolutely loved it. You can't stop me from getting on YouTube. When something happens, I am waiting patiently for Jess Owens to make a video about it. Ugh, just the best thing ever. So not a smaller booktuber, but please follow along with the drama that is going on in the booktube community. Oh man, what just recently happened? The one author who did the memoir, oh my God, Lauren Huff, I think that was her name. All of that was amazing. It was crazy to follow on Twitter. Then I really loved seeing everybody's review videos on booktube. So follow Jess Owens, please, because I love the book community series. It's fantastic. Okay, did I say top 5? Because I'm scrolling through my subscriptions and I realized I have not kept up with getting in and watching people's videos and leaving comments. So I think that was 4 people. I'm gonna put other people down below that I think that you should check out. Honestly, I follow a lot of really cool people. I follow a lot of really awesome smaller booktubers right now who I know will get a great big following in time, especially Lucy. But with that being said, I'll put some other people down below. I didn't want to talk too much about favorite booktubers that have a big following, but obviously I really like Noelle, Olivia reads a latte, Books with Emily Fox, and Peruse Project. Like, those are all the big names that everybody knows. I still really like them, but I wanted to talk about some people that were newer that I really like, who, you know, I have noticed since I've started, I'm under 200 subscribers, and that's cool with me. I really love how supportive everybody is, especially like all of us that are newer and getting into it. I really enjoy that. I hope to one day, you know, be like some of these other people, you know, like doing like readathons together, and then they do like YouTube live videos and they're reading and they're having fun. Like I really look at that kind of stuff and I'm like, that's really cool. I love that. So like I said, follow the people I mentioned, follow the people down below. You're not required, you know, to do this. It's not like, hey, last final question, tag some people. But I think, you know what, if you're watching it, you are tagged, do it. I want to know who does it. Obviously, I'm gonna try to catch up on everybody's videos anyway. But, you know, do it. Do the mid-year book freakout tag. It's been fun. But do a better job than me and don't go on random tangents. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like the video, please like the video. If you like it, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Why not? You know, keep this going. Keep watching this face, if you don't mind. But yeah, so have a good day. Goodbye.